The transfer saga that never seems to end. It's public knowledge that Neymar Jr. has been trying to force a move away from PSG, flirting with a move back to Barcelona all summer long. From not showing up to PSG training sessions, to liking Barcelona pictures on Instagram, and personally admitting that the best moment of his career was when Barca beat PSG in the Champions League, the Brazilian megastar has heavily hinted that he's craving a return back to Catalonia. It's a transfer that could go right down to the wire, all the way to the last day of the transfer window. So in today's career mode challenge, we're preparing the French Giants for life after the departure of their record signing, the post-Neymar aftermath, in an attempt to steady the ship in Paris and pave a way for the next big superstars at the club. Before we get into the video though, here are all the rules and objectives. So number one, we have to replace the massive hole in the squad that Neymar's departure has created with a 90+ potential or overall player. It is going to be a big marquee signing that is going to take France by storm, trust me on that one. Number two, we have to replace all players 30 years or older in the starting 11, selling them on and upgrading their positions with even better players that are even younger. Number three, in terms of silverware, we have to win Ligue 1, both French Cups and the Champions League, all in the space of a 2-season time limit. Let's get straight into the challenge. So we're here in season 1, and as you can see, Neymar has made his dream move back to Barcelona. He's off to La Liga, he's in Spain for now, and the 26-year-old Brazilian poster boy is back in Catalonia. MSN is reunited and Neymar has finally made his way out of PSG. And you know what? They can have him. It's not all over for PSG yet. We're going to take charge of the French Giants and make sure that life without Neymar is better than life with Neymar for PSG. And it is so easy to see the impact that move has made on the squad. You can see there in that left wing position, there's a big gaping hole there. We can't be having 74 rated Diaby starting game in, game out. So we're going to have to get a big left winger in the squad. We're also going to have to replace the likes of Cavani, who is now, 31 years of age. Di Maria, who is now 30. Thiago Silva, who is 33. So we've got our hands full in this opening summer transfer window. We're going to check and see how much money we've got in the transfer budget to work with. £255 million. We're going to need a solid 3 to 4 quality top signings in this transfer window to help transform PSG. Life without Neymar, the post-Neymar era, begins now. And the chopping block begins. Thiago Silva, another Brazilian at PSG, is going on the transfer list. Cavani at 31 years of age. And of course, Angel Di Maria, all above 30 years of age. I would put Buffon on the transfer list, but we can't put him on as he's recently moved to PSG. So we're going to hopefully get some good offers for them and sell them on later in the window. So this signing might throw a few people off. This is going to be our direct replacement for Neymar. It is going to be the English midfielder Jadon Sancho. We've picked him up before he's become too expensive. And I know he's not a 90 overall player, but he's got a whopping 91 potential in FIFA 19 career mode. He's the face of FIFA 20 and will probably be the face of career mode 2. We've signed the 18-year-old for £29.2 million, and he's definitely going to develop into something really special here at the Parc des Princes. He has potential to be special, and we're going to deploy him on the left-hand side as a left mid as he can play there. And I'm hoping he can grow and develop here and really become a marquee player for us. The new number 10 has arrived in Paris, and boy oh boy, it is a big signing. So we're aiming to get most of our transfer business done nice and early here, as we've gone ahead and replaced Thiago Silva at centre-back, and we've gone ahead and picked up the World Cup winner, the Frenchman, Raphael Varane. We've had to pay £65.5 million for the Real Madrid centre-back. He's now making his way over to Paris, back to the homeland. And I'm sorry, Dave and AJ Tracy, we're going to have to replace your boy Thiago Silva with the 25-year-old, 86 overall, a perfect replacement. Welcome to the club, Mr. Raphael Varane. And he's going to slot straight into the starting 11. He's going to link up with his French boy Kimpembe. So that centre-back partnership is going to be something juicy in these coming seasons. So it's 3 in a row. We've gone ahead and picked up yet another replacement for an aging player in the squad. We've replaced a South American for a South American. Gabriel Jesus will join us for the spot of Edinson Cavani, the Uruguayan. We've gone ahead and paid Manchester City $45.5 million for the Brazilian services. The 21-year-old striker, of course, has 90 potential and is already 83 overall. He's going to be playing up top with Mr. Kylian Mbappe. Life after Neymar isn't looking too bad after all. But welcome to the French capital, Gabriel Jesus. And it's wonder kid after wonder kid after after wonder kid, the German Kai Havertz is going to be joining us. We pick up the 19-year-old German ace for £44 million, coming from the Bundesliga outfit Bayer Leverkusen. And in fact, he's going to be the replacement for Di Maria down that right-hand side. He can play at the right midfield, so we're going to slot him straight into the starting 11 there. He has potential to be special, of course. So it's another highly touted youngster joining the French Giants, and we are reaping the benefits of this Neymar departure. All this Neymar money has left us with so much cash to splash, and Kai Havertz is going to be yet another quality acquisition for the squad. And just as we replaced him with Gabriel Jesus, the Uruguayan striker Edinson Cavani, the now 31-year-old, is out the door. He is headed off to the Bundesliga with FC Bayern Munich for £65.9 million. It's not all player arrivals. We've had to sell off a few players, and Edinson Cavani is definitely going to be one of them. We had to replace him. I'm sure he's going to do very well at Bayern Munich, but he's surplus to requirements here in Paris, and that's why we've let him go. So another South American bites the dust here as the Argentinian Angel Di Maria is off to Barcelona for $52.2 million. The now 30-year-old right winger is going to be joining up with Neymar, and he's going back to Spain, not for Real Madrid. Surprisingly, he's joining the Catalonian Giants, and we are in clearance mode at the moment here at PSG. We're having a bit of a selling spree. We're having a little bit of a buying spree. It is a busy transfer window so far, but farewell, Angel Di Maria. And I don't know what it is, but we're just clearing out these aging South Americans. It is the Brazilian Thiago Silva. He's off to Old Trafford, off to the Premier League for £32.3 million, and now 33-year-old Thiago Silva's had enough. He's packed his bags, and he's on his way to becoming a Red Devil. A big leader, the club captain, is going to be leaving. So a late flurry of player transfer departures have allowed us to go ahead and sign a few players that I weren't really thinking about at the start of this transfer window. Alessio Romagnoli for £40 million from AC Milan. He's going to be making the move over to Paris. The 23-year-old is going to be a decent backup option at the back and could even start a few games for us. The Italian stallion at the back is going to be worth every single penny. So it's double trouble here as we've gone ahead and picked up the Manchester United duo Anthony Martial, the French Iceman up top, can also play on the wings, as well as the 90-rated Spanish goalkeeper Sir David De Gea. Both coming from Old Trafford. We gave them Thiago Silva. They're giving us a few gifts in return, and for £75 million, a 27-year-old is definitely going to be starting in that goalkeeping position. He's going to be our main number one here for the rest of the challenge, as well as Tony Martial coming off the bench or even starting a few games. So it has been a productive, action-packed and efficient transfer window here in the French capital. PSG are absolutely going ham in the transfer window and have picked up 7 brand new signings, 7 brand new faces as we try to go ahead and achieve some success here without Neymar after his departure and his return back to Barcelona. We've pretty much exhausted all the transfer budget here by bringing in all these players in one window. So this is how the squad will be looking going into the first half of the season. A very different looking PSG side, a lot of changes going around. We're going to hope they can gel and really put in a few solid performances together in order to gain some success. But we've put our trust in the lads. Let's hope they can go ahead and get a few trophies this season. So no January business was needed for the squad to go out and win the league. They've gone ahead and dominated the French league like PSG usually do. 28 wins, 5 draws and 5 losses, gathering 89 points throughout the season. Olympique Lyon 12 points behind, and then Marseille and Strasbourg finish off the top 4 there. But it's league domination for PSG as per usual, but we're going to go ahead into the other competitions and see how they've done. They won the Trophée des Champions, which is like the Community Shield before the season starts. 3-1 against Monaco, so just another piece of silverware to add to the collection. However, Coupe de National, we haven't gone ahead and gone into the final. Got knocked out in the semis 1-0 to eventual champions Olympique Lyon. We go ahead to the Coupe de la Ligue, and it's a 5-0 thumping of Nice in the final there. We win another French Cup, and the Coupe de la Ligue is in our grasp towards the continental competition of the Champions League, and it's Atletico Madrid and Liverpool in the final. We finished top of our group there, undefeated with 3 wins and 3 draws. However, we got knocked out by Roma 3-2 on aggregate in the round of 16, so a lot of work to be done there in Season 2 for the Champions League, but it's a good start in Season 1. But we're going to see who our main performers were in our road to French domination, and as you can see there, our summer acquisition of Gabriel Jesus, the 22-year-old Brazilian striker, being our top goal scorer over Mbappe and Martial with 30 goals and 3 assists. We have Kylian Mbappe, double figures in both goals and assists, 33 goal contributions from him, 22 goals, 11 assists. Anthony Anthony Martial bagging 12 goals. Julian Draxler, the German, getting 11 goals, as well as his other German counterpart in Kai Havertz getting 10 goals and 3 assists. We move on to Jadon Sancho, the big Neymar replacement. He's gone up 3 overalls this season, so he's set to have an even better season too. 10 goals and 3 assists for him. Rabiot is still with us in this career mode with 9 goals and 8 assists. Meunier, the Belgian right back, in there with 7 goals. Curro got injured. Marco Verratti getting a nice little 10 assists in there. Paredes not featuring all too much. We have a lot of players out on loan that's going to come back into the squad. Just provide a bit more squad depth. David De Gea with 19 clean sheets in 41 appearances and also bagging himself an assist somehow. So David De Gea can do anything, this guy. But that is the squad at the end of Season 1. We go into Season 2 with 2 trophies on our minds, the Champions League and the Coupe Nationale. We're going to go ahead and reinforce the squad in the summer transfer window, try and make it even better, and try to dominate world football in our second ever season with Life After Neymar. Alright, final season of the challenge here, and we've been gifted, we've been blessed with £221 million to start off the transfer window. We've got a few areas we can improve and just add more quality and depth into the side. So let's go ahead and see what transfer business we can pull off in the window. So our first piece of business in this window to kickstart this season off with an absolute ripper of a signing. We've brought ahead another Manchester United player. It is going to be Paul Pogba, the French midfielder. We've brought him back home, and after so many rumours of his exit from Old Trafford, we've brought him over for £81 million, 245k a week. The 26-year-old midfielder will be definitely starting in that midfield and is going to dominate the midfield for us, but it's a big signing to start off this season. Welcome to the club, Paul Pogba. 2 signings in, and quality arrives yet again with the winger Ousmane Dembele making his way over from Barcelona for £75 million. We're lacking the wide midfield, wide winger position, and we just need to bring more quality into the side. The 22-year-old right winger is a bit injury prone. It's a bit of a risk, but we've slashed the cash on him, and hopefully he can deliver some good returns for us. Net a few goals, get a few assists, and we're bringing in some more French talent, some more homegrown talent into the side. Former Rennes player as well, and the French connection is growing each and every day here at PSG in the capital. Welcome to the biggest club in France, Ousmane Dembele. And it's a hat-trick of player signings here as we bring in a position that we really needed to strengthen in this transfer window. It's a bit of an old-school career mode signing. The Austrian left-back, David Alaba, the now 27-year-old, arriving from AC Milan for £40 million. He is just an instant upgrade in that left-back position, probably the weakest position in our whole entire squad in terms of overall rating. He's just a no-nonsense left-back that can do a job for us and will be slotted straight into that starting 11. So welcome to the club, David Alaba. So it was a hat-trick of player arrivals, but now it's going to be a hat-trick of player departures as we've sold a bit of dead wood from the squad. We've got Choupo-Moting headed off to Bordeaux. The now 30-year-old is gone for £5.4 million. Alphonse Areola is off to the Premier League. He's joining Watford for 22.7, and then Christopher Nkunku joined the Premier League yet again, but he's off to Arsenal for 11.8. A bit of money coming in. We might need to use it in January or so, but farewell to those 3 players. We're not really going to miss ya. And it's another one bites the dust. The promising French youngster who's just not cutting the mustard at the moment. Moussa Diaby, the 20-year-old left midfielder, is off to the Serie A. He's headed to Torino for £10.5 million. It's just a bit of pocket money in the transfer budget. Farewell, Moussa Diaby. So quality and depth were the main aims of this second transfer window. I believe we've done so with 3 just solid signings that are going to improve our team throughout. Not as busy as our first transfer window, but it's going to be a more vital one and a more strategic way of signing players and adding to the squad. I mean, the sauce is absolutely dripping from this squad at the moment. Can you get any better than that? Mbappe at the peak of his powers. Martial up top. Sancho, Havertz. This squad is dripping with sauce. You just love to see it here at PSG. We fixed up the back 4. That is the bench going into the first game of the season. We've even got some more quality in the reserves. This to me looks like a Champions League winning squad, a treble winning squad. We need to win the Coupe Nationale and the Champions League, and I believe the boys can go ahead and do it with that amount of quality, that amount of depth going into the first game of the season. This should be theirs for the taking. We'll see how they go. If they can go ahead and complete the challenge, we'll have to wait and see. Our first game of the league is approaching, and I'm sure the boys will be ready for it. Let's see what they can do. So it's a late January reinforcement just to put the icing on top of this Parisian cake. We had the money in the transfer budget to do so, so we might as well have brought him in, added some more firepower into the side, and it's Mr. Antoine Griezmann coming back to his home nation of France for £77.5 million. We pick up the 28-year-old. I know he's joined up Barcelona in real alive, but we've gone ahead and added yet another deadly striker, a deadly finisher to our side. It's going to help us achieve our goals this season. It's a quality January pickup, and I'm glad we went ahead and made the move on him before other teams came in for him. And it looks like we breezed through the Champions League group stage. Group E, we dominated with 5 wins and 1 draw, undefeated in the group stage. Borussia Mönchengladbach come out with us, and Chelsea eliminated. And we have Atletico Madrid in the round of 16. It was written in the stars for Griezmann to face his old team. But we're up against the Spanish side in the knockout rounds. Hopefully we can go ahead and win the damn thing. We got to put our pedal to the metal in this competition in order to go ahead and win the challenge with Life After Neymar. This is how the squad is looking after that January purchase, with Griezmann up top with Mbappe, Dembele and Sancho on the wings, Verratti and Pogba in the midfield. And then we have a pretty solid back four with David De Gea in goal. We're going to simulate to the end of the season and see what these lads can achieve together. Insane team we've built here. Life After Neymar is looking nice and rosy for PSG. Now let's go ahead and win some silverware. Alright, it's the end of the season. This is what it all comes down to. And in the league, we've ended up winning it by 3 points. It was a closer title race than I would have expected. As you can see there, finishing in first with 81 points. Lyon, Lille and Saint Etienne finish up the top 4, but it's not the league we were focusing on this year. We already won it last year. We also did win the Trophée des Champions against Olympique Lyon 2-1, so a decent little bit of silverware there. However, we move on to the Coupe Nationale, which we needed to win as a challenge objective, and we failed to do so last season. So this is our time. We've ended up in the final against Lyon. We move over to the Coupe de la Ligue, and unfortunately we couldn't go on and go into the final in that one. We got knocked out pretty early in this one. I believe it was really early, round 2 against Red Star FC. Not really a good showing there. We could tell we weren't really up for it. We didn't need to win it to complete the challenge, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. However, we're going to move on to the Champions League, a trophy which we did need to win, and therefore we've gone into the final, and it's only up against Barcelona. This was our road. In the semis we beat Juventus 5-0. In the quarterfinals, we beat Real Madrid 4-2. And then in the round of 16, we took out Atletico Madrid 4-2. So it was a comfortable road to the final, a rather successful road. It's going to be a big finale. We're going to simulate both games and see what this side has in store for us. It's going to be the Champions League final first. This is a side going into it. Looks like we have a few issues going into the final. Varane's on a red card. We have our right back Meunier, who got bought out by Real Madrid on his release clause, so that's not good. And De Gea's on an injury. I'm gonna keep him in there. I think he can walk it off. He's a tough cookie. Those are the boys I've put my trust in to go out and face Barcelona. Dembele up against his former team. And also, we need to win this one to keep the Life After Neymar Dream Challenge alive. In order to go ahead and win it, we need to kick it off with a big European triumph here against Europe's best. What am I trying to say? As Pogba gets a goal and a yellow card in the same minute. Absolute scenes there from the French midfielder. Must have taken his shirt off in the celebration. Good on him. He scored in the Champions League final and could well lead us to victory, but Andre Gomez has other ideas with a 56-minute equalizer. We continue on into the last 10 minutes of the game here. We've reached the last few minutes, and it looks like we're going into extra time in the Champions League. It could not get any more tense than this. Luis Suarez with the second. Are you kidding me? No way. No way Mbappe gets the second. I thought we were down for the count, and we've gone and won it on penalties. That has got to be the most dramatic Champions League final ever, as PSG, is that their first Champions League win? I'm not too sure about that, but it's got to be one of their first few. As we go ahead after 2-2 in extra time, after 2 late dramatic extra time goals, we go ahead and clutch it on penalties. Mbappe and Pogba, the 2 French players, go ahead and score in the final and make us champions of Europe. Winning the Champions League, it's all well and good. However, we need to win the Coupe Nationale with this squad. Unfortunately, Verratti has gone and got himself a suspension, so Paredes has taken his place, put Gabriel Jesus up front. We're trusting the original partnerships in there. We're up against Lyon. It's going to be a big one. We can also secure the treble if we go ahead and win this game. The Coupe Nationale, the last trophy we need to win them all in 2 seasons. It could be a great achievement for PSG as we go ahead. The opening 30 minutes, it's a bit quiet, it's a bit tense. The opening first half, nothing's going to happen. Pogba gets a goal right before halftime. That's what we want. He's a big game player. He showed up in 2 massive matches when we needed him most. He didn't vanish like the Avatar. He came back and scored a goal, and it might be the only goal of the match. There we go. It's a 1-0 win. We grinded it out, got that victory. They'll probably still tired after their Champions League victory. They probably partied too hard, but they got their shit together and they won the Coupe Nationale. And there you have it, the squad that ended up winning the Life After Neymar challenge. The boys that won every trophy possible. We're going to go through the star performers this year, and with 62 appearances, 29 goals and 11 assists, 40 goal contributions, double figures in both goals and assists, it's Kylian Mbappe, goal scorer in the Champions League final too. When we needed him most, he came back. Gabriel Jesus, another quality acquisition from us in the summer transfer window, 21 goals. Then we have Paul Pogba with 20 goals and 14 assists. What a player, what a big game player. He scored in the two most important finals we had. Ousmane Dembele, we brought him back to his home nation and he scored 10 goals and 9 assists. Anthony Martial, yet another big man signing, 6 goals and 2 assists. Antoine Griezmann, we brought him in January. He did a job for us, 6 goals and 6 assists. Adrien Rabiot, who's off to Juve in real life, 6 goals and 3 assists for him. Paredes had to do a job in the Coupe Nationale final. He ended up doing well. Kai Havertz not really having the season we would have hoped for, but Jadon Sancho, Neymar's original replacement, Season 2 was a bit of a bump in the road, let's just say. 3 goals and 2 assists. Might have expected a bit more from him. Romagnoli did a job in there, as well as another Italian in the side, Marco Verratti, Kimpembe, Kurzawa, a lot of French talent, a lot of French defenders, as well as Raphael Varane. Picked up an injury and suspensions towards the end of the season, but he still put a shift in there. David Alaba, our big quality left-back signing, made a lot of appearances in there. As we'll scroll down, I believe De Gea is down here somewhere. He's hiding. 18 clean sheets, and yet again he bags himself yet another assist. What is this guy? And getting assists from goalkeeper. He just loves doing it. But that is the team we've built here. PSG in 2 seasons. Life After Neymar. It looks like they're going to win a few titles without their Brazilian star and buy a lot of quality players in the meantime. But that is going to be the end of the video, guys. If you did go ahead and enjoy it, make sure to slap that like button down below for more FIFA career mode content. FIFA 20 videos coming at you in the next few months. Hit that subscribe button too. We're close to 25,000 subscribers. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a video when it gets uploaded to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description. I've been BCHD. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the very next video.